You're listening to the best of Phil's Gang.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The never Trump Republicans on Capitol Hill fear the most? No, it's not ISIS, and it's not a 5,000-point drop in the Dow, but a successful Trump presidency.
And that is true. They want to see Trump go down. Even when they had an opportunity to pass what they call the skinny Obamacare legislation, which would have benefited all of America. But they hate Trump more than they love America, and they killed that bill. She's absolutely right.
If you look back before the election, Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell were totally opposed to the things that got Donald Trump elected. And I told the president back in June, you are being slow-walked. We are being slow-walked.
Unbelievable. It was interesting. Yesterday, I got an email. Nobody supported Trump like I do, or like I did, and I still do. I support him. I know him well, and I support him. And the guy, I love the guy. I really do. He's done a lot for me. He's always been a great guy. But he's making some mistakes, and I'm going to point his mistakes out. And I want to read you the email. It says, I love you, but your negativity is a downer. When Obama came to office, you were all for him. Then a short time later, you bashed him. And deservedly slow. Well, first time Obama won his election is when I was for him. Big mistake. But as the email pointed out, I didn't. Later on, I went and I nailed them. Yeah, I'll bring some milk home. Thank you. See, that doesn't bother me because I'm a pro. See, I'm such a pro. Something like that doesn't throw me.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So, and then it went on to say, you backed Trump and he got elected. He's only been in office 6 months. And for the past month, you've been bashing him, even though he is facing headwinds from the establishment, politicians, and media like no one ever has. He is trying. He's being blocked. And at every turn, but you want to blame him. No, I haven't blamed him. I'm only repeating what he has said. I've been saying what he's been saying. And they're making, and whoever is sending him out to say these things are making him look like a hypocrite. Give you an example. Here's my point.
This week, the Dow Jones Industrial Average reached an all-time high. Never, ever has it been so high. In May, the unemployment rate hit a 16-year low. And last quarter, real GDP growth increased to 2.6%. Prosperity is coming back to our shores because we're putting America workers and families first.
So he's talking about employment, all-time low. He's talking about GDP, really growing. And he's talking about the Dow, a historic high. But now, what I'm pointing out is only what he pointed out when he was a candidate. Now listen.
I've been talking about a bubble for a while, so let's see. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're in a big, fat, juicy bubble.
Okay, that's when I interviewed him. Hear what he said? This is a big, fat, juicy bubble. Did he say anything about this being a big, fat, juicy bubble?
This week, the Dow Jones Industrial Average reached an all-time high. Never, ever has it been so high.
But wait a minute. I'm just pointing out what he said when I interviewed him. Phil, this is this big, ugly bubble. But he doesn't refer to it anymore as an ugly bubble. I'm not bashing him. Somebody is telling him to go out and change his story. I'm not bashing him at all. And then he starts talking about the GDP. and how high the GDP is at 2.6%. But wait a minute. You can't take one quarter. You got to analyze it. And then he says, yeah, let's play this next cut.
You know, it's a phony statistic when they say 5.4%. Right. It's a phony reporting system.
Okay, so he's talking about, in the other cut this week, how the unemployment rate that he's bringing in from 4.6 to 0.43, he brags about it, right? He didn't say it was phony. Here, let's play it through.
This week, the Dow Jones Industrial Average reached an all-time high. Never, ever has it been so high. In May, the unemployment rate hit a 16-year low. And last quarter, real GDP growth increased to 2.6%.
Okay, wait a minute. He didn't say anything about what he said as candidate. The unemployment, he says the reason why the unemployment, that number's fake, he said. Well, how come it's not fake now? If it was fake then, at 5.5% when I interviewed him, and that was Obama's number, why is it not fake now? So, no, I'm not bashing him. I'm only pointing out what he has said because it makes him look hypocritical. I support him. That's why I'm pointing it out. And I'm saying, who is doing this? Who's sending him out saying these things? Also, Trump, GDP economic growth, his run rate, in his first 2 years will come in at 2.2% and 1.9%. You compare that to Obama's last 2 years in office was 2.4 and 2.9. Obama outperforming Trump. Those are real numbers from the World Bank. So if you take Obama's last 2 years of economic growth, and then you project what's going on right now, Trump's run rate for the next 2 years, he's doing worse. We pointed that out yesterday, that he's bringing 162,000 jobs. Obama's bringing in 182. So I'm just pointing out that when his cheerleader comes on and says how great he's doing and everything is wonderful, it's not true. And he says, his cheerleader says, it's deregulation that's making this economy so wonderful.
The main reason I think that the economy is accelerating is deregulation.
How could anybody say the main reason the economy is accelerating is deregulation? First of all, the economy is not accelerating. But even if it was, it's not deregulation. This is unbelievable. Yes, I said Trump did a great job. He cut regulations from Obama's $42 billion. He cut it down to 378,000. So the annual cost cutting by Trump was wonderful. $42 billion to $378 million. That's great. And he cut the 6.8 million hours a year in paperwork associated with the regulations to 848,000. He reduced that workforce, by 3,000. I mean, think about it. To cut from 6.8 million hours a year in paperwork to 848,000, that's great. But that has nothing to do with making the economy grow. So this guy comes out, his cheerleader comes out and lies. He lies to everybody. That hasn't got anything to do with this growth, because where is the growth? There's no growth. And if you look at the growth, even the World Bank, it's worse now under Trump because of all the problems. You see, one thing is going on. He's not going to be able to get his programs through. And for example, if you take the profits they're talking about, all you hear now is about the great profits, 9.1% earnings growth, wonderful, wonderful earnings growth. But wait a minute, that's because of the capital investments into the oil field in the last 2 quarters of Obama. Trump's not going to benefit that after this quarter. We'll talk about that in stocks a little bit later on. We'll be right back. It's 15 past the hour.
You're listening to the best of Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Wouldn't it be nice if someone told you when to buy and sell stocks? Well, there is. The Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts actually tell you when to buy or sell stocks. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
I have learned so much.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence in when I'm in my trading.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best.
And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He's used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Even the experienced traders and investors need to keep learning to stay ahead. philsgang.com provides educational information about Phil's Gang products and services in many different ways. Daily live webinars hosted by Phil Grandy and technical charting experts help you understand and keep up with today's lively markets. Short videos, investing programs, and up-to-the-minute market alerts help you get up to speed with the market using Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charting software. We teach you an investing foundation that you seek to take the first steps towards achieving your personal financial goals. Visit philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Again, that's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
You're listening to the best of Phil's Gang. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And it's about time that somebody stuck up for the people of this country and for the people of other countries. So, if anything, maybe that statement wasn't tough enough. They've been negotiating now for 25 years. Look at Clinton. He folded on the negotiations. He was weak and ineffective. You look what happened with Bush. You look what happened with Obama. Obama, he didn't even want to talk about it. But I talk. It's about time. Somebody has to do it.
See, these are the things that people love about Trump, and I do too. But here's what we got to go back to. What's important is what's in your wallet, because everybody votes their wallet. What's important is what do you have for money when you go to retire. There's a retirement crisis. We talk about that all the time.
As people near retirement, they're getting more frightened. I don't have enough savings. And the compounding effect with this low return is really having a severe impact. And this is one of the great problems that we have in this country. And we see that in the job market. Since the financial crisis, the component where most jobs have been created for age group are men and women over 50.
Trump, because of the Republicans stabbing him in the back and blocking him, his GDP economic growth is going to be worse than Obama's. And this is not me. This is World Bank, and they're very, very seldom wrong. See, here's what's going on. If Trump got his plans through, he would have been okay in a timely manner. Because you got to go back and think what's going on here. The reason why the numbers, take the earnings growth at 9.1%. Everybody's bragging about how unbelievable. We never had 9.1% earnings growth with corporations, okay? But remember where that's coming from. One sector. That's coming from the energy sector. And remember where that's coming from. The energy companies are taking their profits and they're investing it back into their companies. Unlike all the other corporations, they're taking their profits and investing it back into stock buybacks. So the stock goes up and the CEOs put the money in their pocket, and the big guys, the big boys, the 1 percentile, who own all these stocks, these companies are getting rich because 80% of their income comes from the stock. So you got the CEOs getting rich, you got the shareholders getting rich, but not Main Street, not the workers. There's no benefit for them. So what's happened is that because of the energy patch taking their profits and put it into capital investment and new equipment, drilling, that's why you're getting those earnings. But that is done. That capital investment was on Obama's watch. That's when the capital investment was put in. Trump, now that he's in his first and second quarter, he's getting the benefit of that. But that capital investment stops. And until you get the other companies and the other sectors like retail and all the other sectors to take their $1.7 trillion profits and plow it back into capital investment like the oil sector, energy sector did, he's not going to be able to grow this economy. Now, what he was planning on was that when the energy growth stopped, because the capital investment has now stopped, it's coming to an end, which makes sense, and now he's benefiting from the profits, but now he had to replace that capital investment in the oil sector with what he was going to do, with the infrastructure, with the big tax cuts. But he's getting screwed. He's getting screwed. So again, and if you look at Trump's GDP economic growth run rate right now, in his first 2 years, it'll come in at 2.2% and 1.9%, compared to Obama's 2.4 and 2.9. The reason why Obama is doing better, okay, is because Trump can't get his plan, his economic plan in place, because he's getting screwed, like he did with the health care. Now, I want to talk a little bit, where can we make money? Well, you got to be a little careful. Now, gold and metals, they've taken off. Now, we've been in these sectors, so we're making money. But also you can make money on the defense sector, like Boeing. and Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and L3 Technologies. But you got to be very careful. There's all this noise going on. You start jumping in these stocks, you could get hurt. You could get hurt. So here, take an example. Take Raytheon. Raytheon on our chart, that's why it's so beautiful that if you have a chart that tells you when to get out, Raytheon, it turned green. It said to start putting money in on July 10th. And then it told us to take our money. It told us to take our money out on August 8th. Now that's Raytheon. Now that's about an 8% gain. We had an 8% gain, but it told us to start getting out. Even though the stock's still going up, it tells you it's going up, but on a weak volume, so you should take your profits. There's a nice 8% profit. There's Raytheon. Now, so if you were a gang member and you had this chart and you were watching this stock, you could have got a good portion of that 8%. Another one, Lockheed Martin, another defense. It told us it turned green on July 5th. Lockheed Martin. So we're up 10%. So in other words, I'm not saying every gang member got in on July 5th. I'm not saying that. Some got in on July 18th. Some got in on July 25th. But they got in where they could clearly see on the chart it was time to get in because it turned from red to green. So they're going to get a portion. So even if they only get 5% of Lockheed Martin, if they get 5% of the 10%, what's wrong with that? Because it's nice and safe. And right now there's no red. There's no red. So you can make money on these stocks, okay, like Boeing and Raytheon and all these defense sectors, but you got to be very, very careful. And what does that mean, being careful? Knowing when to get out, because this thing could all just fade and go away. It could all just go away. Everything could just calm down. They make a deal. So that's why when you enter a stock, you got to have a plan to get out of the stock, but more important, have a chart that tells you when the institutions are getting out, because the institutions get the information before anybody else. They have all the inside track. So I'm not saying that we got all of Lockheed Martin or we got all of Raytheon. I'm not saying that. But you can get a good portion of it. But the more important is you get out before it goes against you. Join my gang right now, 877-600-GANG.
You're listening to the best of Phil's Gang. Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Information. Everybody wants information. Your world is a non-stop stream of information. But as investors, we have to filter the mass information, recognize pattern trends, and take advantage. At philsgang.com, we simplify and give you the exact information and support you need to make you smarter and a more profitable investor. For as low as $39.95 a month, you'll have complete access to all the Phil's Gang daily information, including the ever so popular daily information sharing live market webinar class. Follow Phil's exclusive stock recommendations. Gain the wisdom and knowledge of Phil's 40 years of investing analysis. If your time is tight and you're looking to make profits in the stock market, choose philsgang.com to provide long-term and short-term guidance to making profits in the stock market. This is information you can't live without. Call today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. And sign up today. Wouldn't it be nice if someone told you when to buy and sell stocks? Well, there is. The Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts actually tell you when to buy or sell stocks. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
I have learned so much.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence in when I'm in my trading.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best. And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of you, or your families, asking you to put yourself in harm's way to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep you secure for the rest of your life. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
Phil's Gang and Choice Trade are separate and unrelated companies. Choice Trade does not provide any investment advice or recommend or endorse any particular security or investment strategy. At philsgang.com, we're always striving to understand our members' needs. And for over 18 years, philsgang.com has met the goals to educate and inform investors how to make the most of your money and your choices. That's why Phil Grandy and philsgang.com has teamed up with Choice Trade, a leading online broker for stocks and options. Choice Trade has received 4 stars 6 times from Barron's in their annual survey of online brokers. Phil Grandy at philsgang.com recommends Choice Trade as your online broker. For more information on Phil's Gang and opening an account with Choice Trade, go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He's used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. You're listening to The Best of Phil's Gang. Welcome back. Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Listen to this.
The markets are responding appropriately to a synchronized improvement in economic activity around the world. Companies are beating on sales. We haven't seen sales beats like this in a very long time. And corporate earnings look generally good, not across all companies, but generally look good. So the reality is the markets are reflecting an improving economic backdrop.
The market does not reflect any economy. That is a bold-faced lie. It's not, it does not. When you see the market going up and you think, well, that reflects how well the economy is doing, that's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to think. Because they use the stock market to mask how bad the economy is doing. Exactly.
The underlying fundamentals of growth in the economy, and there's some very good fundamentals. Look at U.S. earnings here. So we have a pretty bright outlook when it comes to the global stock market as well.
They use the stock market, they pump it up, and how do they do it? They do it by printing money, by borrowing money. We got debt up the yin-yang. And when you have all this debt and you don't retire this debt, then you can't grow the economy. When you finish paying $256 billion a year on your $20 trillion national debt, and you're paying that tax, or you're paying that interest, we either borrow it or print it, we're screwed. We have nothing left. We have nothing left to build our bridges, our roads. Federal spending on infrastructure has decreased 9%. 9% over the past 10 years. That's crazy. That's nuts. How can we compete? If we don't have infrastructure, we can't compete. The other problem, when your margin and you go to get butter and it's up 63% in a year's time, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Because of the borrowing of money. People think, people think that the country, okay, when they hear me say, well, stop borrowing all this money. The government's got to stop. And they say, well, that doesn't affect me. I mean, how many times do they hear, the national debt's 20? Most people don't know the difference between a national debt and a deficit. But you know that? Wow. Most people don't know what a deficit is or what the national debt is. They have no idea what either one is. Well, let me clue you in. Every year since George Washington, when they finish paying all their bills and they don't have enough money and they're short $1 trillion, that's a deficit. They're spending $1 trillion more a year than they take in. Well, what do they do with it? They leave it for the next president and the next president, and they never cleaned it up. Starting with George Washington, they should have said, okay, we got $1 trillion in national debt. We're going to send out a tax bill to everybody, and we got to get it all cleaned up. Everybody's got to pay another $15 so we clean up so we never have a national debt. Do you know what kind of jobs you would have? You know the growth in this economy would not be at 1.8%. We'd have a 5% growth. At least. The trouble is debt is killing us. We're debt slaves, for God's sakes. And what do? We never get rid of the debt. We just kick it down the road. And you want to know why you don't get overtime? That's why. You want to know why when you go to the supermarket and rice and pasta and cornmeal is up 40% in a year's time? That's why. Because they keep printing money. They keep spending more money than they take in. And so when they spend more than they take in, how do they fix that? Well, Congress will go to a group of thieves, gangsters, cockroaches, a private company, banking cartel called the Federal Reserve, and those cockroaches will lend the Congress the money. See, and that is why Congress always let our owners, take the top 140 richest people in the United States. They got to stay friendly with the 140 richest people in the United States who own Congress. There's over 400 shareholders, but the 140 are the top guys. And Congress, they always spend more than they take in, so they need to pick up the phone and ask the banking cartel to bail them out. So then if I'm one of the 140 and I'm in the oil industry and I want to start drilling in this different area and it's opposed, I just go to Congress and remind them, hey, you're not going to let me drill over here? Then you're not going to get any money next time you call me. So all that money that they're making, which is $118 million a year, okay, they use to buy Congress. It's ridiculous. So the debt is the problem we got. That's why we can't grow. Can you imagine 8 years we haven't grown 2%? Now they're saying we're going to go to 3% Trump. He's not going to get there. You can't get to 3% when you have massive debt. Now, in the meantime, as I said, we should be cutting our payroll tax to at least put that money in the economy. Let people take that money and invest it. Take that money and save it. We have no savings. We need savings. The more savings, the better. You've got to have savings. If you get fired, it's a disaster if you don't have savings, right? You need savings. You need savings. And the last thing you want is to have government intervention where the government provides stimulus. Remember all this stimulus. We get all this stimulus, right? What good is it? All it's doing is adding to our national debt, what needs to be paid off. And that's what causes your snacks at the supermarket go up 38%. So the next time you're complaining about the snacks and complaining about how the bag's all air, then just remember what I'm telling you. It's all air, 50% air. Ever get the potato chips now? The bag is all air. That's because of the debt.
Wow.
And the printing, when they print the money, that is worse. The printing causes inflation, the number one killer of savings. Unbelievable. Why do you think China is forcing the United States to push the price of gold down? They want the price of gold to go down so they can buy it to make up for the money that they're loaning us. So in other words, they loan us all this money, okay? When China loans us all this money, they would like to raise the interest rates more. So they make a deal with gold. They make a deal, drive gold prices down so that China can buy more gold cheaply. And that's so when your gold goes down, just remember, the reason the gold's going down is because of debt, because China prints money, it loans to us, and because they can't charge a higher interest rate because we can't afford it on our national debt. So gold, they say, let's make a deal with gold. Give me gold at a big discount. And you wonder why your gold's going down. Well, you nuts. But getting back to the payroll tax, the cruelest tax of all because it's on labor, we need to replace that. We need to get rid of it. I mean, it's crazy. The income inequality in this country is ridiculous. It's so unfair. We're a tiny minority of the very rich. They control the biggest portion of the wealth in this country. Why can't we make it fairer? Get rid of the payroll tax. Let's make it fairer. You know, it's not the paychecks of the poor who need the money to pay for the things like rent and food and other basic staples of survival. It is the rich, the Buffetts, the Soros. See, think of it this way here. The rich, they don't spend. They already have their money. You think George Soros gets up in the morning and says, I better buy a pair of sneakers? You think he gets up and says, I need to buy a boat? He's got a boat. I need to buy a plane? He's got a plane. The rich don't spend. It's the middle class and the poor that spend. So give them the money to spend. You're better off, instead of taxing them with payroll tax, let them take that money and spend it. We could grow to 2.5% GDP.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Even the experienced traders and investors need to keep learning to stay ahead. philsgang.com provides educational information about Phil's Gang products and services in many different ways. Daily live webinars hosted by Phil Grandy and technical charting experts help you understand and keep up with today's lively markets. Short videos, investing programs, and up-to-the-minute market alerts help you get up to speed with the market using Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charting software. We teach you an investing foundation that you seek to take the first steps towards achieving your personal financial goals. Visit philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Again, that's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Information. Everybody wants information. Your world is a non-stop stream of information. But as investors, we have to filter the mass information, recognize pattern trends, and take advantage. At philsgang.com, we simplify and give you the exact information and support you need to make you smarter and a more profitable investor. For as low as $39.95 a month, you'll have complete access to all the Phil's Gang daily information, including the ever so popular Daily Information Sharing Live Market webinar class. Follow Phil's exclusive stock recommendations. Gain the wisdom and knowledge of Phil's 40 years of investing analysis. If your time is tight and you're looking to make profits in the stock market, choose philsgang.com to provide long-term and short-term guidance to making profits in the stock market. This is information you can't live without. Call today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. And sign up today.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of you or your families. asking you to put yourself in harm's way to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep you secure for the rest of your life. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
So, what is love? Love is being independent.
Love is dancing.
At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market, the Max Vest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Vest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what Max Vest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart as low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. You're listening to The Best of Phil's Gang. Welcome back. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grandy and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, we talked about Ralph Lauren a moment ago. It's such an this is why it's so important to use a chart. And remember, anyone that tells you that the stock market reflects the health of our economy is crazy. They're nuts. It doesn't.
The markets are responding appropriately to a synchronized improvement in economic activity around the world.
It used to. You go back 30, 40 years ago. But once you had globalization, where companies now, okay, they just don't reflect. In other words, the broad U.S. stock market indexes, they no longer just reflect what's going on here in the United States. You have these large companies all over the globe now. They pull money in from all over the globe. So these companies have transformed themselves into this global enterprise with big global supply chains and global sales and global workforce and global this and global that. So you can't any longer look at it and say it reflects the United States economy. It reflects the global economy. Now, if you want to know how well the economy in the United States is doing, there's two things you look at when you're investing in stocks. First of all, you look at the dollar, symbol UUP, because the dollar, when the dollar is going down, the economy sucks. And the dollar has been going down, believe me. The dollar's been going down since October of last year. As a matter of fact, it's going down from about $27 down to about $24. And that's about a 11% drop in the dollar. That's a killer. Now, that tells us the economy isn't doing well. Now, people will say, well, this is good news for the big companies who are multinationals and sell their stuff overseas because now they can go over and compete. Yeah, but that's only a handful of companies. It's not good for the American companies that only produce their goods here and sell in the United States, like the small mid-cap companies. And you use the symbol IWM. That's a group of companies, small and mid-cap, about 600,000 companies that rely on our economy. They can't export their goods. So you always can look at IWM to see how well the economy is doing. But don't look at the stock market. So they're trying to get you to look at the stock market to fake you out. So be careful with that. But I want to finish up because I think this payroll tax is so important, especially now they're talking about doing a new tax reform. You got to get on the horn with your congressman and tell them, we just don't want tax cuts. We want tax reform. And part of the reform is get rid of the payroll tax. Get rid of that tax. Look, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Now, the payroll tax is split between the workers and the employers to help finance Social Security. Okay? But it's not worth it because it's a terrible tax. Because when the employer, his share of that tax, when it's passed on to you, the worker, it's passed on to you in the form of lower salaries, less benefits. And in addition, because the tax is capped at $110,000, they can't tax you over $110,000. Then what happens is that reduces the take-home pay of the lower and middle class, but not the rich. See, payroll tax makes it so expensive, and it's so expensive to administer. It's so burdensome. Anybody will tell you payroll tax is a pain in the neck. But you know, in that payroll tax, the CEO looks at it, a small company looks at it, and they'll make a decision not to hire somebody because of the payroll tax. Do you know how many times a small business will not hire somebody because he doesn't want to pay that payroll tax? It's so expensive that he's got to write that check out. That is a terrible tax. It's killing payrolls. It's killing jobs. And Trump says he wants to get rid of it. You got to remove that burden of payroll tax from the middle class and the lower income Americans. That would create more space to simplify the tax code of about, 1 million pages. So anybody, okay, anybody. And here's what they'll do. Anytime you start talking about cutting the payroll tax, they have their narrative down, the politicians. Because, boy, the politicians, they don't want to give up one penny. They won't. And they're going to tell you all the bad things about cutting payroll taxes. Okay, they tell you, oh, it's a revenue stream for Social Security. It's a lie. It's not a revenue stream. When you get your payroll tax and you're paying your payroll tax and you look in your stub and you see Social Security and the money taken out, you think it's going to Social Security. That's a lie. When you look at your check this week and see where it says Social Security, it never gets to Social Security. There's no place, there's no box it goes into. It goes to the general fund. That's right, the general fund. To help subsidize these congressmen to build an ice skating rink. Or a road to nowhere, or a bridge to nowhere. Are you nuts? People really believe when they take out your Social Security from your check, that's helping your Social Security. It's helping. No. So what do? The government, when they're paying out Social Security checks and they start running dry? They borrow the money from China or they print it. And then guess what happens? Your bread prices go up 38.9%. You go and shop, boy, prices are awful high. And you don't understand why. Because we're borrowing money to pay 88 million people their Social Security because that check every week that they took the payout, it goes into a general fund. Unbelievable. So here's what's going to happen. It's going broke. We just got it this week. They're telling us how it's going broke. And here's what these politicians are going to do at some point. They got to fund this. And it's going to be painful when they fund it. And here's how they're going to fund it. They're going to reduce. Anybody getting a Social Security check right now, it's going to get reduced by 25%. That's what they're going to do. Because they have no choice. See, if they took the money and they invested it, so everybody that has the payroll tax taken out of their check, if that money was put into a fund and they invested it using my chart, do you know how much money people would have? I mean, it's just unbelievable. And the one thing that's going to happen, no, these politicians don't want to increase taxes. That's bad politics. Any politician would tell you, never increase taxes if you want to get reelected. So they kick the can down the road. They won't fix it. It's nuts. We have 10 million baby boomers going to Social Security every day. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Jeez. This is unbelievable. Okay? But just unbelievable. So payroll tax, look, we got to get rid of that. And so the economy would really grow if it did. But I don't know if they're ever going to do that. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. And, oh, by the way, everybody's talking fake news. Did you see today that the government reported how bad, or last month, how bad the auto sales were, and they're falling off a cliff, right? 2 weeks ago, remember? Government reported July auto sales were falling off a cliff. GM was down 15% year over year. Ford down 7%. Chrysler down 11%. Remember that was just 2 weeks ago. And inventory was backing up. Car dealers all over wherever you live, they're leasing land everywhere. Their neighbors, farmland to put their cars on because they have no place to put the cars. They're just building inventory. Inventory's backing up. And yet, this morning they come out with the retail sales for cars and auto and parts stores, right? Auto parts store. And they saying, oh, car sales have rose the fastest pace since December. It's fake. It's all fake. No, they haven't. They haven't. That's a lie. You really want to know how the economy is doing? Go look up the Vice Index. What's the Vice Index? It tracks U.S. consumers spending money on alcohol, marijuana, prostitution, and gambling. Then you can really tell what's going on. That, not the stock market. Go to the Vice Index. Go to the Vice Index. Then you'll see how the economy is really doing. In the meantime, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Follow me on the charts with individual stocks or ETF. It'll change your financial life, I promise.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.